Hi, welcome to my channel, Takia Katero. Today is February 17th, Monday 2025. February 17th, Monday 2025. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Next Monday is the last Monday in February, and then we're going to be in March. Yeah, because there's only 28 days in February. So there's like 2 weeks left already in February. And then we're going to be in March. Wow. Alright, so before I get started, I want to remind anyone that's watching that these messages are not going to resonate with everyone, and that's okay. If they resonate with you, gives you clarity, grace. If it does not, then don't force it to be your story. Someone's trying to be like a backseat driver, or because I had a dream last night, right? And it was it went out. There was like it was a man. And this person could be like a father figure or a boss or something. It felt like a father figure though. He had dark hair, like short black hair, and like short. He had like a beard, but it wasn't like a long beard. It was like a short black beard. Black beard. My sinuses are still a little wonky today, so alright, in the dream I'm like driving down the highway or whatever, and I'm following like the GPS or something, and I'm driving in the dream, and I'm obviously going somewhere, and when you take the highway you're going somewhere far, right? And so I'm driving, and there was like someone in the back. They weren't in the back seat, right? But they were like behind. Not in the dream, they were not physically behind me, alright? But their energy was like behind me. Like, you know, the best example I can give you would be like, you know how like when you're driving and someone is in the back seat and they're like, oh, you want to take a left here, or, you know, be careful with the speed, or do that, right? It's like that. That was the energy that it was a man was giving me. And I'm driving down the highway, and I'm like getting annoyed because of like I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. Like I'm in control. Like usually when you're having dreams of being in a car, it's very important to notice where you are in the car and what's happening and what kind of car, and it's a whole thing, right? So when you're having dreams of you being in a car and you're in the passenger side and someone is driving, it usually denotes that that person wants to take control of some sort of narrative of your life, 333, or wants to control something in your life or about you, or an image about you, or you, right? Depending on the car, where the situation in the dream, blah blah blah, whatever, right? And if you're driving, you're in control. You're in control. You're good. You're fine, right? Now, if you're driving recklessly, that's a whole thing. If you're driving and you crash, that's a whole thing. If you're driving and it's snowing, that's a whole thing. If you're driving and it's raining, that's a whole thing. You're right. It's the details, right? It's the details. But it was a clear road. I was driving on the highway, and I was like in a really big. It felt like a. Hold on. All right. It was like a big truck Escalade thing. I don't know, right? But it felt very spacious in the car, and I felt like I had like a lot of room, and I was like on the open highway, right? And it was at night, and I can see like the high beams. It was like showing me the roads where I needed to go, and then I had the GPS, and I was like, fine. I was driving, right? But like there was like that person, and they weren't actually in the car with me, right? But it was, I don't know, maybe it was like a phone call or something, but I felt their energy, and they kept saying, oh, you want to be careful doing this, you want to be careful doing that. But it kind of gave the energy like, it was annoying because it was like they were trying to tell me things I already knew. And they were trying to make it seem like these are things I don't know. Like they were trying to teach me something, but it's like, I already know that, right? Like, for example, like, this would be, the best example I can give you would be like everybody knows why it rains, right? It rains because, you know, the clouds get heavy and then, you know, they end up the weight and then all of that, the precipitation, it goes up, right? So that it's like, if you know that, you know, so then you know that. So then having someone explain it to you as if you don't know that, it's irritating. It's like, why? I know this. You don't have to explain this to me, right? Or like if you're trying to like turn the stove on, someone will be like, oh, you know, if you want to turn the stove on, you have to turn the knob. And you're like, I know that. Why are you explaining that to me? Like, I know that. And it just really gave the vibe off of like someone trying to make it seem like they taught me something. Like this is like I remember the face, all right? I never forget a face, but I remember the face in the dream, and it was like, he was like light-skinned, he had short black hair and like a black beard, it was short as well, and he was the one, and it was just like irritating because it's like, this person was trying to make it seem like they were teaching you something, but it's like, how are you going to teach me something I already know? And it was very irritating, right? And again, you could be someone that already has control in your life. Like, you know what you're doing, you know where you're going, you know what you're doing, you know where you're going, blah, 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 right? So it's kind of like this person is like, and it just didn't seem like the advice was like necessary, right? Like, if you're trying to go to, like, Walmart, right, and you know how to get to Walmart, they're like, okay, so if you want to get to this Walmart, you have to turn this way and turn that way, and you're like, I know, I've been there, like, 100 times, like, I know where I'm going. They're like, well, I'm just telling you so you know where you're going. And like, I know, I know where I'm going. I live down the street from Walmart. I know, I can literally see, I know how to get there. But this energy is just, like, trying to make it seem like they're helping you, or, like, they're, like, I don't know, it's also kind of like they want to be known for something that, like, yeah, I helped the collective with that. Yeah, I did that for the collective. Like, I taught the collective that. They want to be seen as something like that in your life. They want some sort of credit in your life. They want some sort of recognition in your life. But, like, what can they do if you, like, already know? You know? Like, how are you trying to, like, I already know this. Like, I already know how to get to Walmart. I already know how to turn on the stove. I already know why it rains. Like, you're not telling me anything that's new or important or, like, that I don't know. So the fact that it's, like, this energy is, like, trying to, like, backseat drive your life, that's what it felt like. Like a backseat driver, but in your life. And it's just, like, what exactly are you teaching me that I don't already know or haven't already experienced or haven't already discovered, like, you know? It was very annoying, right? I've been getting that energy a lot. Like, people just trying to, like, be noticed in your energy, but it's very annoying. Like, you're not doing anything that's making me want you to stay, or you're not doing anything that's of value. Like, you're not coming across as, like, what you think you're coming across. It's actually very annoying, right? You're trying to explain to me why, like, how the stove works, and I already know that. Like, hello. Especially, like, if you're, like, a chef or something. So, put it like this. Like, you could be, like, a chef, right? 5-star Michelin restaurants and blah, blah, blah. And this person, they're trying to teach you how to, like, make a pack of ramen noodles. And you're like, I'm literally a whole chef. Like, what are you talking about? Or, like, you could be a nurse, right? And this person, they're trying to teach you how to sanitize your hands. And you're like, I'm literally a nurse. Like, I know how, like, that's literally in my job description. I know how to do this, right? And it's like, why are you trying to backseat drive my life? It's because they want to, like, contribute something or to be known as, like, it has to do, like, it could be with your success. Like, they want to be the reason, or they want to be, it's your success, right? You could be experiencing success or walking in success, and they want to be, like, you know how when someone does something great, they get remembered as, this is the person that did this, right? But whoever this person is like a father figure. They want to be, like, you know, like a parent is proud of their child, right? They put their child in like a sport, and that child grows up to be like the Olympics because of that sport or whatever, and that parent's like, yes, I knew it was the best thing to put them in that sport. It's like that, but they can't say that because they didn't put you in that sport. You're not a doctor because of them. You're not a chef because of them. You're not a nurse because of them. You're not driving because of them. You're not. They don't have a reason or rhyme. I've been hearing that so much lately. A reason or rhyme. They don't have a reason or rhyme. That's like the third time, because I've been hearing that the past couple days. A reason or rhyme. So it's kind of like they're trying to like take credit for anything, and it's just like you can't. They're trying to like make it seem like they taught you something, but every time, I'm also getting that this person's getting irritated because every time they try to teach you something, you already know, and it's like they don't have anything to teach you. No reason or rhyme. No rhyme or reason. No rhyme or reason. I've been hearing that a lot. Logical explanation or reason. Without rhyme or reason, his mood changed. Yeah, it's like this person, they're trying to like... It just doesn't make sense as to why they're doing this. Like, why they want to be, like, associated. That's the word I was trying to get. Wow. It's like they're trying to be associated with your success or your wins or your recognition. Like, you're being noticed, recognized. Because I saw the Six of Wands that came out in my reading yesterday. You're being noticed. You're being recognized. You're being congratulated and blah, 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 blah. And, like, this person, they want to be associated with that. But the way they're doing it is, like, they're trying to make it seem like they have or had a big part as to why you're now experiencing this success, right? Like, let's say if this is, like, your dad, right, and you're being, whatever, congratulated or getting a prize or whatever, they're like, yes, that's my child. You know, I knew that if I did this, that they would do that. And it's like, they can't say that because that's not the case. And it's just like there's no real, like, there's nothing for them to, like, claim rights to being associated to you. There's nothing. It just doesn't. And it's like now what they're doing now, it's like you're just being annoying. You're not like, they want to contribute something, but like they're not, and they can't, and you're just being annoying, right? You're not coming off as helpful. You're coming off as irritating. You're irritating me. So, hold on. Okay, so I was like literally just doing some research and stuff like that because there's something else that I'm trying to get from this, and it's so no rhyme or reason. So it's basically like two things that seem similar, but otherwise, other than that similarity, they don't have anything else in common, right? So let's say this is like your father. The only thing you have in common is the relationship between the father and the child. Like, that's your parent, or that's the sibling or the child or whatever. Like, that's it. That's the only thing you have in common is the bloodline. But aside from that, like, there's no correlation. There's no reasonable explanation as to why they would have an attachment to your success, especially like if you paid for your schooling, you paid for your job, you paid for your home, you did the work and all that, and you have success, and it just doesn't. The only thing you have in common, the only relation that they have to you is that they are the parent or like the sibling or the mother or the neighbor. That's it. It's like they're trying to like attach themselves to some sort of success, but in reality, there's no reason for it. It doesn't make sense, especially like if they weren't like actually there, or if they don't have a hand in that, or like if all they have to say is that they're the parent or they're the sibling or the mother or whatever, but they don't really have any rhyme or reason. That's it. Yeah, like, yes, you're the father, you're the child or whatever, but aside from that, they don't have an actual helping hand. They don't have like a big, there's just, they didn't put anything into your pot, right? So now they're trying to be like, well, I provided the fire, or I provided the pot, or I provided the ingredients, when that's not the case at all, right? So yeah, that's it's like a backseat driver, and it's just like, I don't know why, but it seems, I'm also getting like, why now? Why now, right? Like, you had all this time, why now? Alright, let me start pulling some cords. Yeah, that's all I hear. A backseat driver. I feel like this is somebody who's like trying to make up for something that they didn't do or shouldn't have or should have done. You know what I'm also getting? I'm getting this quote. I haven't even pulled any cards yet. I'm getting this quote, and it's like, some of the worst places in hell are reserved for the people who do nothing, who stayed neutral when in times of crisis of morality. Hold on, because now I gotta look it up. So this person, it could have been a father of yours or a father figure. They could have been witnessing something that was being done to you that was really, really bad, or witnessing people do unmoral or unjust things to you, and they just sat back and did nothing. Right? Years and years and years, or weeks and weeks, or months, whatever, however long. And now it's like they want to come in and be like, I don't know, like they want to come in and help you, but you got to sit in the back seat because I'm in control. I'm driving. Like, you can't drive my car. I'm the driver here, so we're gonna go where I want to go. It's like that, like, you know. Hold on, let me get this quote. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm back. So yeah, that's why I feel like that's like another reason why, like, hold on. Alright. What was I saying? Yeah, so they're trying to be like helpful, and it's like, now you're trying to be helpful, but like, it's like the way that they're trying to be helpful, it's not necessary, it's not needed. Like, you don't need their help, you don't need their guidance, and it's just like, you're trying to like insert yourself, but it's not working, and it's like you're just a backseat driver now. Like, it's not, I don't know, like, they're trying to help, but what are they helping with? They're not. It's just irritating and annoying. The trapped card came out, but it came out in reverse. So yeah, like, trapped, reverse. That's what I'm saying. Like, you're taking control, you're in control, you know where you're going, you have space, you have freedom to travel and do whatever you want, go wherever you want. You're not, I'm also hearing you're not bothered, you're very unbothered. That's the word that came out, unbothered. You're not, like, you're free. And it's like, they're trying to, like, give you guidance. This is like, you know, like, when you're growing up, right? Usually your parents give you guidance on how to make sure that you're not stuck or trapped or, you know, falling down, or, you know, like, how to, like, liberate yourself, how to be free, and how to gain your own independence, and how to do this and how to do that, right? So that way you can fly and flee the nest and be free and spread your own wings and blah, 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 right? So it's kind of like, you've done that yourself. You were your own guidance to your own independence. You freed yourself, right, with your own, by taking control of your own life. And it's just like, so there's something very important here about freedom or independence. And it's just like, your father or your mother, they had no hand in your independence, and they're trying to be like, oh yeah, I taught them that, but it's like, they didn't. right? And so now they're trying to find something so that way they can be noticed or have an association with your success, right? So these could be people that kicked you down, or like didn't have, or didn't help you up, or seen that you were struggling, or seen some sort of injustice or immoral thing done to you, and they did nothing, and you freed yourself, you liberated yourself, you've done what you had to do, and now they want to like come around and be like, oh yeah, that's my son, that's my daughter, but it's just like, I see that you're very proud and congratulatory, but I don't care about that. Wow, I need to take a nap. Alright, so, yeah, and it's just like, you know, it's that's what it's like, backseat driver. Like, they're trying to like help you now, but it's like that help was only good when you needed it at that time, but you helped yourself, you figured out the answers yourself. Right? Like, as a parent to child, like, your job as a child is to like help your child with like those lessons in life that they're supposed to learn when they're like a child or a teenager or even a young adult, right? And it's like you teach your child like about friendships, or about being an honest person, or about having to be self-sufficient, right? Or like, you know, how to wash the dishes, things like that, right? But if they were not there, I just saw a 333, but it was 2133. If you had to teach yourself how to wash the dishes, and, you know, how to drive a car, or how to put on your shoes and how to tie your shoes, you basically did everything that your parents' job were supposed to be. Everything that your mom was supposed to do, everything that your father was supposed to do, you taught yourself, you learned how to do it yourself, right? How to brush your teeth, how to wipe your butt, how to take a shower, right? You learned all that yourself. And that was their job in that time, to teach you those things. That was their job at that time. That's their role, right? As a parent, you have your time and your role. You have your role and your time, right? And then the child grows up, and then you're like, oh yeah, and then the child will be like, oh yeah, well, my mom taught me this, or my dad taught me that. But you can't say that about this if this resonates with you, right? If you had a wonderful mom, a wonderful dad, amazing, I love that, right? But if you know, if you can say like, oh yeah, my mom taught me how to bake a pie, you know, blah, 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 so that's great, that's awesome, right? But like, if you taught yourself how to bake a pie, right, you can't say my mom taught me how to make a pie, or my dad taught me how to make a pie. Like, so now you have your parent trying to insert themselves in your life, like, oh, what can I teach them while I'm still alive? And it's just like, there's nothing really, because you can either learn from the internet, you can Google it. You have all these other connections where you can gain wisdom and advice from. You have a connection with God. You can look deep within. You're intuitive. You're empathic. You could be a prophet or prophetess. Like, you have all of this knowledge now, this wisdom now. Like, you know how to brush your teeth, right? And you learn how to do that. So you have like a parent, whether they're a mother or a father. But in my dream, it was a father figure, right? You have a parent around you that's trying to insert themselves in your life to try and teach you something or give you guidance and wisdom. And it's like, thanks, but I'm good. I already know that. Thanks, but I'm good. Like, I already know how to bake a pie. Oh, well, do you know? Yeah, like, how did you learn how to bake a? Well, the internet taught me. Like, you weren't trying to be there to teach me. So I went and found my own way. I looked it up on the internet, or I asked someone in the community or whatever. You know, you weren't there for whatever reason. Either they didn't want to, they weren't interested, they had better things to do, they just didn't want to get involved, blah 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 blah. Either way, I thanks, but I'm good. I don't need that. I'm all right. Thank you. I'm all right. Right? And so it's really irritating them, right? It's like crushing them in a way, because it's like now they're trying to help you up, but it's just like, just sit in the back and be quiet. Like, no offense, but just you're not helping me. Just sit in the back. Like, I'm driving. I got this. I'm good. Right? Which you are. Trapped in reverse. You're free. You're not. And I feel like the injustice and the unmoral things, they were watching you to see like if you would trap yourself or if you would stay stuck in life. And to see, I feel like for a lot of you, your own parents watched you struggle with something, or whether this is like a job, a relationship, a living situation, finances, emotionally, mentally, whatever. But you have some parents around here, collective, you have parents, right, that literally watched you and did nothing, right? And there is literally a place reserved for people like that in hell. Oh, that's what I was supposed to look up, right? People who were watching you struggle, going through whatever you were going through. Yeah, it's right here. The darkest places in hell are reserved for those who maintain their neutrality in times of moral crisis. So you could have been going through some sort of something, whatever it was, and your mom watched you and did nothing, and your dad watched you and did nothing, right? And so you were like, okay, well, I gotta help myself, and you did. Congratulations, amazing, you did that, right? So now it's like, now they want to be like, oh, well, maybe you should, like, I got this. Like, I've been to Walmart 100 times. I'm good. I know where I'm going. I don't need your help. Thank you, but no. Like, you talking to me now is just going to irritate me. I'm going to kick you out my car. Whether we're on the highway or in the middle of nowhere, it's best for you to just stop. And they're getting irritated because they're trying to help and they're trying to be helpful and they're trying to, you know, like, oh, well, but you're not. You're not helpful at all. You're not doing anything that I need right now, right? When I needed you, you had your time. I mean, you did nothing. And I'm good. Thank you. I'm good. So it's giving that kind of energy, like a backseat driver, but it's like, they're not the ones driving. You're driving. You're in control. You got yourself. You got your life. You're good. Thank you, but I'm good. Like, you're free. And I feel like there's something about, because there's a crow inside that cage, there's something about your intellectualism. You could be very smart, very wise, right? So I feel like they were trying to gatekeep some sort of information from you, or that's very petty, actually. So if they were trying to, if you had some sort of financial struggle, right, they were gatekeeping, like, oh, well, maybe you can do this and get some help there, or maybe if you talk to so-and-so, you can get some help there, or, you know, let me talk to blah, 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 and, like, I'll get some information and help you there. They were gatekeeping, for a lot of you with this crow, they were gatekeeping information from you just so that way, it's like, because if they gave you that information, you would get out of this struggle, this strife, this whatever it was, and for some reason, it's like they would rather watch you stay stuck, right? They would rather watch you stay stuck instead of, like, giving you the information that you needed in order for you to be free. And it's like, okay, well, I got the information myself. I'm good, thanks. And now they want to, like, come around, like, oh, you're doing so good. Congratulations. Well, have you tried doing this? Yeah, did that. Yep, I know that. Yep, thanks. I did that. Yep, I'm good. Yep. I feel like it was on 27.57 for, like, the longest. Oh my gosh. I've been seeing a lot of 57. Wow. Angel number 57 is a beacon of hope, guiding you through change towards spiritual enlightenment. Listen closely to the universe's whispers, right? And it says, angel number 57 meaning suggests that you should take risks and make significant life changes. Yeah. So I feel like for a lot of you, it's just like, okay, well, if you're not helping me, I'm going to have to help myself. I got to, because obviously you're not giving me the information I need. Obviously you're not helping me. Obviously you're not guiding me. Obviously you're not teaching me. I got to do it myself. And you did that. And that's how you freed yourself. And you have people around you. For a lot of you, it's like a father figure. They want to be associated with your freedom. They want to be like the reason and rhyme for your freedom, but it's like you're just like you don't have anything. There's nothing that you have, like, it just, there's no logical explanation as to why you should be associated with my freedom, with my success. There's no logical reason as to why you should be associated with my reason, with my success and my freedom. That's it. They don't. Lust. Ew. I have to get one more. That's complicated reverse. Forbidden reverse on the bottom of the deck. Wow, there's something so sexist and misogynistic about this reading. I'm hearing patriarchal as well. For some of you, if you're a woman, right, you're a divine feminine and you found your own freedom, your own success, your own way, you did it yourself. And I feel like for a lot of you, your own father was like, I don't know, like they wanted you to be like dependent and like stuck because you're a woman. This lust energy is like sexual energy, like hold on. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so so we have trapped reversal, you're free. Something is not like complicated to you. It's very easy for you to be. It's not forbidden, this energy. It's kind of giving me like, so with this lust card, it's like basically like your sexual power, your sexual nature, right? And as a woman, a lot of the times, especially like way back then, depending on your age and like how the men grew up in your family, like your father, whatever, they believe that women should be like submissive and you shouldn't be sexually liberated, and like a woman should do this, a woman shouldn't do that, blah 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 blah, right? I know like in some cultures, like it's okay for like the men to soak their wild oats, while the women, they have to be like prim, proper, pure, right, a virgin, you know, until they marry. And so we're not in those times anymore, and it's those cultures are still like very prevalent to today. So I feel like for a lot of you divine feminines, it's like you were made to feel like you couldn't be a free, independent thinker, a free, independent woman with your own thoughts, your own opinions, right? Like, you couldn't, like, you had to be like a virgin, pure, right? Like sexual knowledge, your sexuality was forbidden, right? It's only for one thing and one thing only, to have and make babies for your husband, and then that's it, right? And you have to stay here. You can't learn about independence. You can't learn about finances. You can't learn about this. You have to stay here until you're married off. And for a lot of you, you're just like, no, I want to do my own thing. I want to be free. Like, if I'm going to be, like, you know, if you want to be doing whatever, go ahead. But you're going to be responsible with it, right? Like, I feel like for a lot of women, too, especially, like, back in the day, like, it was forbidden knowledge to teach women about themselves. Like, there's this movie that I seen, right, and they were talking about, like, in the sexual education class, they had the male genitalia, and, like, you know, you could see everything, but the women's genitalia, it was covered with a sticker, which was, right, like, you can show everything about men, you can teach men, men's okay to do this, but when it comes to the women, yes, my love, but when it comes to women, it's like, no, like, you can't do this, you can't know about this, you can't even know about yourself, you can't even know about your body, blah, 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 blah. And for a lot of you, you're just like, okay, well, if you're not going to teach me, I'm going to teach myself, I'm going to go learn this, I'm going to learn about finances, I'm going to open a bank account, I'm going to get my own independence, I'm going to get my own freedom, and I'm not going to wait until a man decides to marry me, I'm not going to wait for my mom, I'm not going to wait for my father, I'm going to do what I want to do, I'm going to have my freedom. And for a lot of you, I feel like the reason why nothing was done, right, like something was, like, you could have been, like, chastised in the community, gossiped about, like, oh my god, can you, like, hear about so-and-so's daughter or so-and-so's son or whatever. And a lot of it is because this energy, women back in the day, women being free and independent and being opinionated and a thinker, right, that was, like, very taboo, right? Like, that was very taboo, right? So it was kind of considered as, like, insanity, and then you pair that with lust, like, you're not afraid to walk in your sexuality, like, that's, like, really, oh my gosh, like, that's not my daughter, that's not my son, like, oh my, but it's really more for women, right? And so, like, your own parents would shun you in public, and you're like, okay, well, if you're not going to protect me, you're not going to do this, you're not going to teach me, you're going to gatekeep, well, I'm going to do it myself. And for a lot of you, you did. And so now for a lot of you, you have your parents, or like specifically your father, they want to be attached to some sort of success in your life, but there's no rhyme or reason for it. It's like, not only did you not think like I was like this was okay, but now that you think it's okay, you're trying to be like, oh, well, maybe you should do this. And it's like, it's fine. I did that myself already. I'm good. I don't need your guidance. I'm literally in control of my own life. What is that song? The Teddy Bear's Picnic? If you go out in the woods today, be sure you go in disguise. If you go out in the woods today, you better for every man that ever was. Be surely cause the teddy bear have their picnic. So for a lot of you, you could have like had to like disguise yourself or hide yourself around a bunch of people. Like you were like always the odd one out. If you go down in the woods today, you better go in disguise. If you go out in the woods today. It's a teddy bear picnic song. The teddy bear picnic. I swear that song, it could sound creepy. Right, but it's like Tiny Tim songs. Yeah, if you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you'd better go in disguise. For every bear that ever there was will gather there first earn, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. Every teddy bear who's been good is sure of a treat today. There's lots of marvelous things to eat and wonderful games to play. Beneath the trees where nobody sees, they'll hide and seek as long as they please. That's the way the teddy bears have their picnic. Yeah, someone's trying to watch you. Because it says, picnic time for teddy bears. The little teddy bears are having a lovely time today. Watch them, catch them unawares, and see them picnic on their holiday. Somebody wants to see you in like your, they just want to see how, I feel like the route that you took was so, like, it turned a lot of eyes, raised a lot of eyebrows, a lot of gossip, a lot of talk, a lot of shunning, a lot of, oh my god, like, can you believe, I can't believe it, no lo puedo creer, right? It's like that, it's like, pero como va a ser? It's just, it was so, like, new, so undone, so shocking, and that not even your own parents supported you. Right? Nobody even knew that this was the outcome of this. Like, you're celebrating, you're enjoying it, you're relaxing in your picnic, you're having marvelous treats, marvelous gifts, marvelous endeavors, and you're enjoying that. And now you have these people that they want to see this. They want to see the outcome of the trail that you've taken, the path that you've taken, the road that you've driven down. They want to see the outcome of that. You do have people that want to see this. They want to, because it says, watch them while they're unawares. Like, you're in your own world, and people, like, they just want to observe you. They want to watch that. Because it's something that they've never seen before. Like, you taking the road less traveled has resulted in this. What does that look like? What does that look like? I want to know. I want to see. Right? You bought the house that nobody would have ever bought, and you did some work to it. You fixed it up. What does your house look like? I want to see. So, there's a show called The Gilded Age, right? And they bought this lot on this very popular, wealthy street in Manhattan, because it's obviously the Gilded Age, right? And all the houses were like Victorian style, all the same. But this one house, it took years to build, like 3 years to build, and it looked so different on the outside, and people were curious, right? Like, not only did they not choose the same architect that everybody else built, but they took longer to build it. They did it their own way. And now everyone was like, what does the inside of the house look like? We want to know. People were so curious about the house. And people were always talking about it. But they were the same people that were like, oh, we don't talk to them. You can't talk to Mrs. Russell. You can't talk to the Russells. They're different. They're new money. They do things differently. They even picked a different architect. You can't talk to them. That's like your energy. You did something different to the point where like your own family members, your own parents were like, no, we can't, no, just no. But they're the same ones that like, what does the inside of their house look like? What are they doing? What are they doing? Right? They're so curious. And I think that's so funny because now, as for a lot of you, specifically a father figure, they want to be like a backseat driver. They want to be there now to give you advice and wisdom. But it's like, thanks, I already know that. Like, I need you to stop talking because it's not, I know that. You're telling me something I already know. It doesn't make sense. You're irritating me. Stop. So, what else was I going to say? I think that's that. What else about this? See them gaily gad about. They love to play and shout. They never have any cares. Yeah, like you're not worried about anything. And the Four of Swords upright has been coming out a lot in my readings. You're not worried about anything. You're fine. 454, you're relaxed. Everything's kosher. You're good. You're blessed. You're fine. You're relaxing. You're at peace. And it's because you took this road that was meant to be forbidden, that was meant to keep you trapped, that was meant to make you feel like, oh, I don't know if I should do this. But you realize, like, it's not that complicated. It's not that hard. If I want to be free, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to be free. That's it. Simple. I want freedom. I'm going to get my freedom. I want to be walking in my personal power. I'm going to do that. If that's going to guarantee my freedom, which is not forbidden to me, like I was already born into freedom, right? Because Jesus Christ gave, his life and blah, 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 right? Like you were already, like, this is not rocket science. If I'm supposed to be free, I'm going to make sure that I'm free. I'm going to get my freedom. Why would you have let these people like keep you from that freedom that you were already promised by the Most High God, right? Because these are people that are not walking in God. They're too afraid. And it's because they've been overshadowed and doubted by the devil and negative entities and influences and blah, blah, blah. Like, are you sure you can handle freedom? Are you sure you want to do that? Like, if you gain freedom, you're going to be outcasted. If you work towards your freedom, you're going to be this and you're going to be that. And that's the devil. God literally wants you to be free, right? And you can do that because you're not doing that in vain and malicious intent or disingenuous intentions. Like, you can do that. And you knew that. So, this is where we are now. Oh, man. I wanted to say the hazelnut, but whatever. What a weird man this is. There's like a man around you. And it feels like this is an older man. Hey, I kept getting father figure. Like, that's what kept... So there's this... there's like this man in the backseat energy. Like, trying to like give me directions. And then like to the left of me, I kept hearing father figure, father figure, father figure. So for a lot of you, it's like a father figure trying to like... Or they were trying to like control some sort of narrative or trying to like make it seem like, I don't know what it is, but there's like an older man around you. Could be in your family. Could be like someone you grew up with, a family member, neighbor, someone in your job. I'll know a little bit more in a bit. Hold on. But this person, they were like passionate about keeping you trapped and locked up and like being like that damsel in distress, always you can't leave home until, your knight in shining armor comes to the house and saves you and then marries you and then now you have your own home, your own children, blah, blah, blah. It's like follow the routine, the status quo, right? And it's just like for a lot of you, like, I don't want to, I'm like 20 years old. I don't want to stay at home. Like, I can do so much. I'm not going to waste the next 10 years of my life staying at home waiting for a man who may or may not come to marry me just so I can have my own freedom. I'm not doing that. For a lot of you, you're like, I'm not doing that. Like, why would I wait for someone to give me freedom when I can do that myself? I have that already. I have that power to do that myself. Why don't I just give myself freedom? And then, you know, if a man comes along, then a man comes along, great. But, like, I want freedom right now because I can do that. It's in my power. Right? But you have, like, parents or, like, a father figure trying to gatekeep this, trying to keep you from walking into this personal freedom of yourself. Right? Being sexually liberated in, like, the most non-illegal, immoral ways, obviously. So, relax. It says, doing black magic. So we have crimes of passion, right? This person was very like they're like, this is what they want. They wanted to keep you like in one spot. They wanted you to be that damsel in distress. Like, you can't rely on yourself. You can't take care of yourself. You can't think for yourself. You can't have your own opinions. There's nothing about having boyfriends or, you know, you have to, you know, nothing like that. Nothing like that. No. I need it. No, you don't, because I know what you're gonna do with it. Leave it. But no, need it. I'm telling you right now. Thank you. Mine. That's fine. You can take that. That's yours. Absolutely. She's so mad at me right now, but we have crimes of passion, and then doing black magic, and then it's because they don't want to stop doing black magic. Pathetic. So someone's really doing black magic. It came out here twice. The same thing. This is like a father figure. Look. Doing black magic. It's because they don't want to stop doing black magic. Pathetic. This is like a man around you that's doing black magic to keep you from being in your own personal freedom. Your freedom that you were always... This was already yours. What are you talking about? Like, I was born with this freedom. So the fact that you think you can do black magic to not make me be free is astoundingly, like, wild to me, because that's not the case. That's never going to happen. This freedom was granted to you. It was granted to you. This is yours. And so if someone's trying to do black magic to make sure that you can't have what's already yours, or get you to realize, right, with that trapped card in reverse, to get you to be smart enough to be like, wait a minute, who are you to tell me that? You mean I can't? What do you mean? It's not hard for me. Like, I can do this. If I want to be free, I'm going to be free. Who are you to tell me that I can't? Right? And it's like, that's that realization, you know, trying to keep your mind trapped, trying to keep you unaware, trying to make you not have your own thoughts, your own opinions, right? You can't think for yourself. You're a damsel in distress. And no, you're not. I also feel like somebody was trying to mess with your confidence. Like, if you're not confident, you're stuck, you're trapped. Well, I don't know, because I don't know what he's gonna think, or well, I don't know, I gotta ask my mom, or I don't know because my dad said, right? And it's like, that's the energy that was supposed to be put onto you, so that way you can't leave. You're being like, it's like every move you make is tracked and watched, and like, you know, you can't leave. You have to wait here for however long, and then you can get married. It's like they also wanted to be in control of, like, that's what that is. Then you can be married. Now you can have that job. Now you can have that freedom, right? It's like they wanted to be in control of that. So when the time came for you to have your freedom, your marriage or whatever, it's like you'd be always forever ungrateful. Like, thank you, Dad, for giving me my freedom. Thank you, Dad, for, you know, accepting his hand in marriage, or, you know, giving him your blessing. Thank you so much, right? Like, that's weird. But they can't say that they had a hand in your success and your marriage and your relationship and your job and your endeavors and your life and your home and your car. They can't, because it wasn't them. This is like energy from like back in the day, like, you know, like you'd have to ask your dad for freedom. You have to ask your dad for, you know, if your dad doesn't approve of the marriage and you can't get married, right? A woman can't have their own bank account. A woman can't go out alone. She always has to have someone with her, right? And that's kind of the energy that was trying to like be put on you. And it's just like, that's not the times that we're in. Your mother / stepmother. So I feel like for a lot of you, your mom was like, they felt some type of way about your own personal power, right? But if you weren't like stepping in your own power, if you were like not confident enough to like do your own thing, speak your mind, say your piece, right? It made them feel good. There's also something about your mom being embarrassed about you and being like the one, like the wild child or something, because it's not like normal, right? Or it's like it was just like embarrassing to her. So your mom could have allowed people to like talk about you, gossip about you. She could have also indulged like, I know, I don't know, I try, I don't know why they're like this, I know, I'm trying. And then people will be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for you, it must be so tough for you having a wild child, blah, 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 right? So your mom also did nothing, or your stepmom also did nothing, and your father or your stepfather wanted to have, I'm only saying stepfather because this card says your mother, stepmother, so either this is like your father or your stepfather. But so your mom and your stepmom did nothing about this, and your dad or your stepdad wanted to have some sort of control of you walking into your own personal power, you having your own mind, right? They wanted you to be a damsel in distress, you know. 111 intuition, they gossiped about your secrets. 111 intuition, trust your gut and listen to your heart. That's why you're not trapped. Your intuition was telling you like you need to be free. You're not meant to be here. You're meant to be over there or over there. Like follow your heart. Like you know how Grandmother Willow told Pocahontas to listen to her heart. So there's like yeah, your freedom. That's like Sagittarius energy. You could be a Sagittarius, or this is just about like you like taking aim, taking control of your freedom and where you want to go, pointing that arrow. Like I want to go there, I'm going to shoot my arrow. Boom, I got a direct line to that. And so you did that. But yeah, they gossiped about your secrets. So you had one person, you had a father trying to be a backseat, trying to control your destiny, your life, so that way they can have the credit for it. And then you have a mother figure who was gossiping about you, just you being you, right? That was the unmoral, unjust things, and right, there's a place in hell reserved for those people. And for some of you, your own mother or your stepmother could have been witnessing your dad trying to have some weird control over your life, or some weird like only she can only get married until if I approve of the guy, right? But they don't approve any guy. They never approve the guy. Right, it's like some weird. They want to like have like this weird possession of their own daughters or their stepdaughters, right? Like a power trip, right? It's like, well, I'll never get married because my father would never approve, or my stepdad would never. You know, it doesn't really matter because even if it is your stepdad, like they're married, so now you're like the child too, right? So that's now your dad. But they're like, you never get married because my dad never approves. There's never a guy that's good enough, and that's because they don't want that, or they don't want that. So you have this weird couple here, or this weird mother, father, stepmother, father, that were like gatekeeping your freedom. That's essentially what this is. They were gatekeeping your freedom, while at the same time like gossiping and talking about you and doing nothing about having you or helping you be free. But then talking about you not being free, right? It's kind of like you can't get married until I say you get married. But at the same time, like no guy, they will never approve a guy because no guy is ever good enough. Like you see it all the time in movies and shows, right? Like, well, he's not good enough. He's not good enough. Okay, well then stop like making me feel some type of way for not being married because you're not approving them. Either you want me to get married or you don't. But don't make me feel some type of way because I'm still here. And I can't leave until you approve this marriage or you approve this job or whatever it is. And it was like a weird power control game for these two people. But that's always been a thing in like history, and you know, like in the Gilded Age too. There was two sisters, Ida and it was Ida. Ida was a younger one, or Ada was a younger one, and I think Astrid or I forgot. I think she was the oldest one, right? But she had married, and then her husband died, so she inherited the house and the money, blah, blah. And Ida, her younger sister, was living with her. And she would always, like, belittle her little sister, always talk about her, always make her feel some type of way, blah, 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 blah. But whenever Ida had, like, a match, she'd be like, oh, he's not good enough for you. He's not good enough for you. You can't marry him. I won't allow it. I won't bless the marriage. I won't approve of this marriage. And it's just like, well, damn, like, you make it seem like she's such a burden. And you make comments about her being a burden, about how she's getting older and she's still living with you, but you're also not, like, approving the marriages for her, right? So then one day, Ida was like, well, I'm going to marry this man whether you like it or not, right? And so she got married, and then come to find out, the older sister, all her money was gone. She was left broke and destitute because of something happened. I'm not going to give it away. But then Ida, her husband ended up dying too. But her husband left her more than enough money that she could even do with or think about doing with. Like she was like set for, like, she was good. All right, the younger sister was good. So since the older sister lost all her money, right, she was about to lose the house that they were both living in. The younger sister came into a bunch of money because she decided to just get married anyway to the man that she loves and not care about anyone else. Turns out her husband left her all of this inheritance. So now the house belonged to the younger sister. And all the butlers and the maids, they had to listen to the younger sister. You see how that happened? Alright, I'm going to get one more and then I'm going to switch the decks. So I feel like you could have this, someone wants to come around because you're going to get something that's going to change the dynamic of a system, a house, a home, or you already have this, and these dynamics are changing. Power dynamics, that's what it is. These power dynamics are changing to where people were belittling you and controlling you to have that sense of false power, right? So you wouldn't walk into your own power, right? Whether you're a man or woman, but I feel like in this situation it would be for like a divine feminine. So you wouldn't walk into your own power. The dynamics are quickly changing, and now they're trying to like be nice to you because nobody knows what you're gonna do when your power hits, when you're walking into your power, when you receive this inheritance. So now you have people like, what's going on over there? Like, I wonder what their house looks like. Or maybe if I'm nice to them and, you know, try and give them kind guidance instead of like harsh criticism, maybe, you know. So now people are afraid of your power. And they're the same people that they're afraid of your power, but they're also like, we're trying to keep you from your power and they're also curious as to what you're doing with your power. The secret competition did not work. It's a competition for power, right? That's what this is, a power dynamic, right? Because you have real power, right? Here's the thing too. One of my favorite quotes all the time is it's about power. People who do not have true power will try to control those that do have power, right? And this is what this is. You have people who are weak, right? They don't have power. They don't have that will, that faith, that bedrock, right? That they don't have power. So they would try to control people that do have power, which would be you. And now that you're stepping into your power, it's like, oh my gosh, like, what do we do? Because they're in their power and we're powerless to that. Like it's false. What they had was false power. It's not real power. You have the real power, right? People who do not have power will always try to control those that truly have power, right? King of Wands. Daniel, God the merciful judge, eloquent, gives answers to those in doubt. What was that, Archangel Daniel? An angel? So a lot of the black magic that was done was on your mind to confuse you. Well, maybe I should, right? But it's like that was wiped away, right? It was like a trap on your mind. Magic being done on your mind. The sun's coming out. So your confidence wouldn't, bless you! So your confidence, like you wouldn't be confident in stepping in your own power. Right? You are always seen always seen as a damsel in distress, or always kept as a damsel in distress, or always kept as like or always portrayed as a woman who you know like you can't do for yourself, you can't think for yourself, you're not self-sufficient. But the King of Wands upright, one thing a King of Wands can and will do is they're going to do what they want to do when they want to do it. You cannot control the King of Wands. A King of Wands, like, try getting in the King of Wands way, you're going to get beat down with that staff of his. You cannot do that to a King of Wands. And I feel like for a lot of you, like, I don't want to be a damsel in distress. I want to step into my own power. I want to do what I want to do. I want to take control of my life. And that's what the King of Wands upright does. He takes control. Right? But it's not in like a rah, 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 I'm in control. It's not that kind of energy. He's a king. Right? So he still has to be, he has to present some sort of regalcy. Some sort of like, right? So you did something in a very like eloquent way, very respectable. You took control of your own power in a very respectable way. But I feel like with this lust energy, someone was trying to make it seem like you're too wild and untamed, but the reality is just that's what they were portraying you as, right? Like you're a woman, right? You have a boyfriend, or you walk into your sexual power and it's just like, oh, they're out here being crazy with their body and blah, blah. That's not the case at all, because you're a King of Wands upright. A King of Wands upright is very responsible with his power, with his staff, right? She's doing something. Hold on. The Fool reverse. Yeah, I feel like somebody didn't want you to be brave enough to start this new life of yours. Like you were always supposed to be this damsel in distress, afraid to think for themselves, afraid to take action, afraid to do what they want to do, afraid to step into your own power, or like you're as a woman, like that dark feminine sexuality, sensual energy that's always seen as like witch or taboo or, you know, whore, right? And you were supposed to be made to be feel that way, right? Like a woman, like even like a woman thinking about sex, like that's a sin right there. Like that's, no, you cannot do that. That's horrible. But it's human nature. It's you know, your curiosities of life. All right. As long as you're responsible with it, right? Obviously. But I feel like you were already granted this power, this freedom, because God knew that you were responsible and you're, you know, not weird with this freedom, this power that's already yours. So there was like, there could have been parents that were doing magic so that way you wouldn't walk into this freedom that was already yours, freedom that they were too afraid to attain because they don't have the power to do so. You know, people who want power would always try to control those that truly possess it, that truly have it, right? And in this situation, it would have been your parents. They didn't want you to go down this route. The Fool, Vihaya, the exalting God, will and new beginnings, assists with difficult and great undertakings. Yeah. that was the black magic that was being done, so that way you wouldn't have new beginnings in your life. They were trying to do that, but then, so as they were doing this, right, you were stepping in your own power. That's crazy. So it was kind of like, that's what they were doing in the backseat. In the backseat, they were trying to like control something by doing this magic. But you're like, I'm the one driving. I'm good. Relax. Like, you can stop. Like, you can get out my car in the middle of the, like, you can get out. Right? So they're doing this right now. They're trying to do this magic right now. But you're in this King of Wands energy. Like, I'm the captain now. Like, you know, like, you can stop. Because you're just irritating me. I'm not listening to you. Right? And for a lot of you, it's your own dad, your own father, your own stepfather that's trying to control this, trying to do like this weird mental magic onto you to like get you to give them the control in your life, or like a father figure. But you're like, no. And here's the thing too, if you're a man, just a regular man, and you're gonna try and go up a King of Wands, that King of Wands is gonna smack you and thump you on the head with his staff. He's a King of Wands. You can't tell him nothing. King of Wands, please. You're just a man. You're gonna try and tell someone who is in their King of Wands energy, like, this person is in control. They're in their power. I just seen 1616. This is not the person. This is not the time. This is not the place for you to be telling a King of Wands like, do this. And the King of Wands is gonna be like, what? You're trying to control me? No, that's not going to happen. You must be out your mind. That's crazy to be thinking that you, a regular man, is going to try to control a King of Wands. You're going to tell a King of Wands what to do. That's not possible. You can't. You can't. The only person that can control the King of Wands is the King of Wands himself. And God. Right? You can't. That's not... Two of Swords. Yeah, somebody was trying to confuse you. These are people that they don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to get some sort of, like, they were trying to control you, have some sort of rein on you, like put like a leash on you, or like you would be the horse and they have the reins on you and they did control you wherever. They were trying to figure out how to do that. They're trying to figure out how to do that right now. Right now. This is what they're trying to do right now. But they can't. They don't know how to. How do you control a King of Wands? You can't even get close to King of Wands, because the King of Wands, his hands are rated E for everyone. Everybody can get it. A King of Wands, I'm going to keep saying that. You cannot control a King of Wands. And if you're this woman and your King of Wands energy, like, and on top of that, you have intuition, you know what they're doing, you know what's going on. I know that you're trying to control me. That's not happening. That's crazy talk. Get out of here. Two of Swords, God, Lord of all virtues, breaking the circle, lifts opposing barriers, brings victory. That's not happening. You're confused on how to confuse me. I'm not, no. You want me to stop driving my car, sit in the passenger seat of my car, so you can drive my car and go where you want to go in my car? No. That's insane. No. I'm going to drive my car. I'm going to sit in the driver's seat of my car because I want to go where I want to go in my car. Because I can do that. It's my car. It's my life. It's my journey. It's my job. It's my career. It's my relationship. It's my love. It's yours, collective. You can do that. You have the power to do that. I'm going to get two more and then, oh my God, that feels so good. And then I'm going to close it. Ah, my baby. I love when he comes out. That's my baby. That's my baby. Ace of Pentacles, Cahathiel. The adored God. Divine blessings. Drives away evil spirits. Rules agriculture production. Yeah, so I feel like by you walking into this personal power that seemed very it seemed very taboo, because it's kind of like a woman being in control of her life. That's unheard of. That's downright taboo, right? That's why the lust card came out, because it's like, it's downright taboo. But by you doing this, it has secured It has secured your finances. You've secured your own finances. You've secured your own stability. You've secured your own food resource. You've secured your own career. You've done this yourself, so it's staying. You worked for this. You went out and got it. I'm going to get what I want, right? You went out and got it. You didn't wait for your dad to bless this for you, or your mom to give this to you, or, you know, you didn't sit down and wait like a damsel in distress, like, Papa, may you please bless this so I can, you know, be an choir down at the Inquisition down the block. You didn't do any of that. I want to be a writer. I'm going to go be a writer. Boom. And now you have a secure position at, like, this journalism company, whatever. I don't know. Okay? I'm just using that because that's what happened to this one chick in the show called The Gilded Age. Her name was Betty Scott, I think, and her dad wanted to have her work at his pharmacy, right? Like, she already had a job, she's secure, she can live with her parents, everything is good. But she didn't want that. She wanted her own life. She wanted her own adventure. She wanted to do things her own way, but her dad was trying to control her. Like, you can't do this. You're just a woman. You think people are going to give you chances. You know, I have the best chance for you. I have the best this for you. I have the best. She's like, no, I'm going to do what I want to do what I want. I'm going to get it myself. And because she did it herself, it secured a position for her. She got her own home. She got her own job. She got her own money. She's good. That's you. You're good. You did it yourself. You got it yourself. So it's permanent. It's staying. It's stuck. It's not going nowhere. I just seen 11121. God, Theo, that's my baby. That's my favorite one. Yeah. Ace of Pentacles. Your finances are good. You got it. You wanted finances. You made your own finances, so it's staying. You wanted your own home. You got your own home, so it's secure. You wanted to, like, you didn't want to eat everything that your parents were cooking every night or what they were serving every night. You wanted to get your own food, so you got your own food, and now you're good. Because you were walking into this personal power of yours that seemed very taboo. It's staying. It's secured. I don't know why I have to emphasize it like that, but it's secured, right? It's good. It's not going anywhere. It's secured. Three of Cups. So now these people, they want to celebrate with you. Of course, like I said in the beginning of the video, now they want to celebrate with you. They want to see what you got. They want to see what you're pouring into your cup. They want to see, what are we celebrating today? What good news have to share with us? You know, what's going on now? What's going on in your home? They want to know now. They want to have an association with your success. And it's like, no thank you. I'm good. Congratulations on your job. Like, what's your job? How much money are you making? Where are you working at? Congratulations on your relationship. Well, like, they want to have an association with that. And it's like, the more they know about it, the more it makes them feel like they had a hand in it, or the more they can tell other people. Like, they can change the story. Like, if they know about your job, they can switch the story up to make it seem like when they tell it, it would put, it's like black magic, right? It would put these, so they will tell somebody a story about you, right? That you told them. You told them about your job, something very simple or whatever, right? Oh yeah, like I work every Thursdays, and it's a great job, blah blah whatever. And so they would tell their friends or their family members or people in the community what you told them, but they would make it seem like, oh my God, you must be so proud. You know, I know you've been wanting this so much for your child, and, you know, to be able to finally see them like this, you know, I know you've been trying so hard. I know you've been praying so hard. Congratulations. You see what I mean? So then the person, your mother, your father, who told the story, right, their way, thank you so much. I am so proud. Thank you. I know I've been wanting this for so long for them. It's a game, right? That's that. They want to be associated with your success. They want to be able to, like, they're seeing you clean classes, and they'll tell their friends, oh yeah, you know, we just celebrate, and they had nothing to do with the celebration. They weren't even there, but you told them about the celebration. Oh yeah, we celebrated because of this, blah blah blah. So they'll tell their friends or their family members or people in the community, oh yeah, they just had this major success, and they just congratulated, and I'm just so proud because I know and it's just so wonderful to see. And they'll tell these stories, right, that'll make it seem like they were there, they were involved, right? Because why? They want to be associated with your success, right? The same success that they tried to deny you and block you from and stop you from having. Stop you from having. They try to stop you from having this. But now, because you went out and got it, I want my own success. I want my own money. I want my own house. I want my own food. I want my own this. And you got it, and it's secured. They want to be associated with that. Three of Cups, IAL, the right hand of God, fame and renown. Influences, commerce, voyages, and great discoveries. Right? Weirdos. I feel like they're trying to like put you on to something, but it's like, oh yeah, I already know that, but thanks, right? But when they'll talk about you to other people, it's a whole different story now. Oh my god, yeah, and now they're doing this now, and I'm just so happy for them, and they're just doing amazing, and you know, I talk to them all the time, and you know, I've just been telling them like maybe you should do this, and you know, it's just amazing to see them. Okay, weirdo, go ahead, right? So anyways, this is a reading. Hope it helps. Bye.